Hey everybody, I am so excited to be recording this week's video because it is a topic that I absolutely love, and I am recording this at the end of August, which means for a lot of us our busiest craft fair season is in front of us, starting with all the fall festivals then that roll into our holiday, Christmas bazaars and things like that. What's one of the most important things about that season, and it is letting people know where you're going to be so they can come and shop from you. So I have my festive little red Christmas top on, and I have this lovely little gift from YouTube here. So let's get started because I have some thoughts. Hey everybody, Bill here from the Craft Fair Insider, and I have been doing both in-person and online selling since around 2016, and I've tried some things and I've failed at some things and I've been successful at some things. So this channel is all about sharing my knowledge with you. I'm going to give you a little bit of a heads up for this one, so you will want to make sure to watch to the end. But along with this video is going to be my free to you, I'm calling it the CFI, the Craft Fair Marketing Toolkit. So I'm going to put my Facebook group name here at the bottom, hopefully in post-production. So if you want to pause the video, go to my Facebook group, Craft Fair Insider, and it'll be there in the files section, and then you can use that along with what I'm talking about here. I am also going to have a little bit of a bonus downloadable that will also be in the Facebook group, so you can use sort of I guess this little worksheet, if you want to call it, if you find this information that I'm going to go over useful. And if you do find it useful, then please like this video. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that. And if there's anybody you think that would be interested in any of the information in this video, go ahead and share the video with them. So I would love to help as many people as possible. Okay, now let's dive into the toolkit itself. It's a bit of a framework, and it's what I try to use as much as possible in advertising the events that I'm going to be at. So it is going to be a little bit more centered on Instagram. I'm still trying to figure out, I know a lot of people use TikTok, but these kinds of posts don't really go so well. They're a little bit more evergreen on TikTok. So for now, it's pretty much social media, Facebook, Instagram, and your website. Yes, I did say that, your website. Where I want to start talking about publicizing events that you're going to be at. And keep in mind, yes, we are paying promoters to attend the event, and in a perfect world they are amazing marketeers, they are advertising gurus, but in some cases they are not. And so the onus of letting people know what is going on around them doesn't just fall on those promoters. Whatever they do is fantastic, but I think it's up to all of us to promote the events themselves and get as many people as possible to them. Now, I did an entire video on having a web page where you have listed what events you are going to be at. I'm either going to put the link in the description of the video, or if I could figure out, I haven't done one yet, but I'll pop the video link up somewhere here to go to that one, or you can watch that to get the full details. But the idea is, in a nutshell, people do search for craft fairs near me, And we all know Google and everything knows where we are and what we're doing and what we've had for dinner. So when somebody generically searches craft fair near me, they know where the near me is and they will pull in the information. So I just talked about how some folks are not great promoters. So they may or may not have a Facebook page. They may or may not have a website. So if somebody is searching for an event local and your website comes up showing events near them with the information, they're on your website and they could possibly go shopping from there. So I'm not going to go deep into that one because I do have the other video that explains all of that. But what you're really doing is listing out all the ones that you have booked for whatever time period you want to go out to. So if you want to do the entire year of 2025, 2026, whatever year, or if you only want to go 2 or 3 months out, whatever works for you. There is another section at the bottom of that I have on my website that is you may have seen me at, and it lists events that I have been at previously. Same kind of concept. If somebody goes to an event and they like, oh yeah, there was this person who sold candles there. I didn't get a card, but I really wanted something from them. And they try to search information about past events. Again, your website comes up with that, with the details, and then they're there, and hopefully they're shopping. So it's a way of getting online sales, hopefully based off of a craft fair, or ultimately, if the event is coming up, using your website, maybe they'll go sort of preview shopping. Because they aren't sure about something, they're on the fence. So they want to physically come see what you have, and then they're ready to buy. They have money in hand, and it's a win-win-win. So that will set you up for really the entire season, ideally. Going from the season, what I like to do is I will have a single Instagram post. And I say Instagram post because it's square, so that then cascades to my Facebook page, and that is something that I could also use on emails or my website or whatever. But let's say right now I'm recording this in August, and I would list out all of the events I'm going to be at in September, so the month ahead. So whether you're doing 1, 2, 4, 8, whatever they are, this one is more of a checklist of where you're going to be. Not a ton of details about each one. I usually put at the bottom my website information, so the page where I list all the events. So if somebody is curious about where else I'll be, or they want to get more information about a particular weekend because they happen to be available, they'll be able to go to that website. So like for me, it's just Holidays Lane /events, and that's where they could see where I'm going to be. That is a catch-all for everything. I call it the planner post. So you want to make sure that you have a good amount of time before the month. So usually, depending on when the first starts, it could be anywhere from 1 to 5 days before the end of the month. You want to give enough time. If your first event is that first Saturday weekend, you want to give enough time for some of the other posts I'm going to talk about in a second. So I know hashtags are really not very important anymore, definitely not on Facebook. And Instagram is actually much more sophisticated now. It's going to read the information that's on your picture. It can recognize text. But you can certainly list out in the description a little more information about where you're going to be, list out the name of the events. there's nothing wrong with throwing in some hashtags. I usually still will space them out, a couple hard returns down, so it's not quite so visible and in your face, but it's there for those that are using it. I know a lot of people, still use hashtags, but people just aren't following hashtags anymore, so it's not giving you too much of a bang for the buck, if you will. So we're going to start with the planner post for your monthly events. Now, the next thing up, you're going to be teasing out each of your events until the actual day. So we're just going to use an example of, we have an event on Saturday. So we've already sent out our teaser post, and now we have the ramp up, ramp up, teaser post, whatever you want to call it. That one is going to be just the event that is happening next for you. And a lot of craft fairs have posters, flyers, sometimes if they have a Facebook event or a website, there might be a logo or something along those lines, something visual representation that ties to their marketing that they're doing. I will use that as much as possible to complement what I'm putting out. But this first one, the ramp up, is going to just be that kind of promotion thing. Don't mix in your products or anything quite yet. Just the information, the where it's going to be, date, time, all of that. A statement saying, "Hey, I will be on Main Street near Elmwood," or "I'll be in the cafeteria or the main gym of the school," whatever it happens to be. And try and do that, sort of midday, or if you already know when your Instagram followers are online, then peg it for that particular time. If you're not sure, do like a midday thing right before lunch, local time. And you can, in that case, change the location of your Instagram post to be wherever it's going to be held. So if it's at an elementary school, do your location at that elementary school. If it's going to be an outdoor event, then do your location in that city. So if it's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, you just pick that as your location. So that's going to help you get found not only by your followers and people that are close by, but folks that are interested in things that are going on in that town, county, general area. So that would be your first one, and you want to do that, Monday, Tuesday time frame to give people enough time before that Saturday event so that they can plan that, because hopefully they will know you're going to be there based on your initial post. Now you have a little more information about it, kind of a reminder that week so that they don't forget. Now, the next one that I have is a week of event post. Now, this one is going to be, at least on Instagram, at least a 2 or 3 picture post. But you want to make sure the very first image is going to be like product photography for you. What are the items that you are going to be bringing there? What can people expect to see? So if you have a whole stockpile of things that are like lifestyle photos or some of your really best product photography, that's where you want to put up on this one. And then you want to have as the last image, you're going to repeat that same image from the that you used for your first post, just so that people have that association that we're talking about the same thing. So, that could be like Wednesday, Thursday. You could do two of these. It's really up to you on, just how many product pictures you have available that you can cycle through for these. Same kind of thing, you're going to do your location as wherever the actual craft fair is going to take place at, school, church, town, etc. You could also at this point add in something that says like, hey, and if you can't make it on Saturday, check out my website and you can shop there. Or you could say, check out my website and, get a sense as to what I'm going to have. And maybe people might even buy off of your website from that event post. So if we have, your Monday, Tuesday for the teaser, and then we have those week of event ones, the final post that you want to do in Instagram is going to be the where I am post. Now this one is really, I think, important for a couple reasons, and it's probably the easiest to forget. So somewhere in all of your supplies for setting up, have some kind of post-it note or something that says remember to post where I am. This one is going to be a picture of your booth or your tent as it is at that actual event, so people can see, if it's on Main Street, is there a house behind you, who are you next to, something like that. You want to get, not full booths left and right if you have that, but, just a little bit of each one, so that they know exactly what to look for to find you. If you're like me, and sometimes I'm able to do this, sometimes I'm not, I've been crazy enough to actually do a map of the event. Now, where I get some of these from is the promoters will share a map of all of the vendor spaces. Now, I'm fairly proficient in Photoshop, at least good enough to do what I need to do here. But I'll kind of black out or, color out the booth numbers, because nobody's going to care about that. They're not going to see that from a shopper perspective. I'll pop in like my logo with an arrow showing, here's the whole fair, here's where I'm going to be, and then here's a picture of my tent, and then the caption is beautiful day, come on out, give people a little bit more of a direction on how to get to you, how long you're going to be there for, parking situations, things like that. Whatever's important, you think that might entice people or be helpful for people that aren't super familiar with that event. Now, that is something that is probably going to be the most TikTokable, I guess, type of post, because that's going to be you. You could do a video in that one, and then, show the tent. And after the still picture, you could certainly do a reel or a story, and then also do that on TikTok. So it's video, and maybe do a little walkthrough of your tent and what you have there, and where you are, and what a beautiful day it is. You just want to make sure to get that going early in the morning so people have enough time to discover it and then head on out for the day. In the toolkit that is available for free in my Facebook group, Craft Fair Insider, and again, I'm going to put the address down there. I do have some examples of some of the ones that I've done in the past for previous years. They're just, sort of, I don't want to say quick, but they're just some little examples. You don't have to do it exact. Make sure it matches obviously your brand, your aesthetic, your vibe, all that. I think what's more important than the exact content is trying to make sure that you have these things leading up to the day of the event, so you are building interest and hopefully getting folks to come out. So then you're going to start everything all over again, where you have your teaser pick for the next event. And, if you have a Saturday event and then a different Sunday event, then you would do maybe like event 1 on Monday, event 2 on Tuesday, then do your product photography on Wednesday for the first event, product photography for the second event on Thursday, maybe take Friday off, and then Saturday do the Where I Am post, and Sunday do the Where I Am post, and then cycle back through again on Monday. Like I said, a lot of the graphics that you are going to be using for Instagram or your website are also something that you should be throwing into your email marketing. What I like to do is on Fridays before Saturday event, I will send an email out, and I'm very clear in the email header, where I usually say something along the lines of Holidays Lane will be in Cinnaminson, New Jersey, or Philadelphia, PA, whatever it is. So what that's going to do is people that are nowhere near your event, they're not going to open it, and that's completely okay. But people that are near that area, that maybe are not following you on Instagram, Facebook, any of the socials, TikTok, what have you, if they're signed up for your email marketing and they're near, hopefully then they will come out and support you. You could say things in the subject line, come see me in York, Pennsylvania. There's all sorts of different ways to get people's attention. Just make sure to have the city and the state in that subject line straight away. And it doesn't have to be a long, written out newsletter. It could just be, repurposing some of the same things. I'm going to be at the Fall Festival on Saturday. Come out and see me, same kind of thing. And, if you're not able to see me in person, then don't forget, website's still available to make purchase, and then you can have a link to your website. So people might feel like they're missing out, and if they feel like they're missing out, then they might want to go shopping online to grab stuff before somebody else does. Just a thought there. One note on Facebook events. I know a lot of organizers will create a Facebook event. It is so important that you never create your own Facebook event. It's certainly okay to share the event, and there's actually like a little forward arrow that is on the Facebook event, and you can share it to your page or share it to a group, so it'll let people know that you're going to be there, but you are not going to be in control, for lack of a better way of putting it, any of the details about the event, because God forbid the event gets canceled, modified, changed, right? Who's going to make the updates? That's going to be the organizer on their original one. The other thing it's going to do is if somebody searches for an event, Fall Festival, Sunflower Festival, whatever, and they're not sure of the exact details, they might get 3 or 4 different events listed, and then they're confused. They don't know which one to choose. They don't know if it's a real event. Just there's no reason to create your own Facebook event for any of these things. I know a lot of times on my events page, I will link out to either the Facebook event, if there is one, or the official website, if they have an official website. And sometimes that they will have both. So I'll put a link out for both of them, because not everybody has Facebook, and not everybody has a website to go to. So it's either one or, best case scenario, both of them. So that is giving them a link back. In a perfect world, perfect world, if the organizer does have a website and they are linking back to your website, Google loves a good backlink. So it's giving more oomph to your website, giving more credibility, and will help you in your search result being pulled back, hopefully higher and higher and higher in search results. So it's one of the things, if there is a website that is out there, or even if it's on Facebook, ask the organizer if they are linking back to you, or would be willing to link back to your website. Super valuable help right there. That is a speed digest review over my marketing toolkit. So it is basically rinse and repeat all the way through until you are finished with your year or what have you. Couple things. That definitely is a lot of work and prep work, and I certainly understand that. And that's why I'm so happy to get this video done now before we all start getting super busy. So whatever you're able to do now, if you have your images ready to go, if you have your product photography ready to go, then it's just going to make it that much easier when it's time to post things. I wouldn't bother with scheduling it quite yet. I guess I would put things in a folder on my computer or in your phone with all of your future craft fair promotions, and then as you get closer to the event, actually do it then, because things happen. Events get canceled, events have rain dates. Hopefully this won't happen to you, but you might get ill or unable to attend for whatever reason, and the last thing you want to do is be posting for an event that you're not going to be at because you forgot you did it 4 months ago or a month ago or whatever. So just get everything photo ready, and then have that so that you can pop it up when it's time that particular week. So like I said, I also have a workbook that it's 12 months, so January through December, and it has a date that you put your first post out there, and then there are rows for each event. So the date of the event, the name of the event, and then spots for you to whatever you want to do, X, check mark, write the date that you put it online, but it's all of the elements for the marketing toolkit, and then there's a section for notes at the end. So feel free to just print that puppy out, and then just keep using it. And if you have a lot of events, I think I did about 8 rows per month, assuming roughly people that do Saturday and a Sunday event. But if you need additional rows for a particular month, just print out an extra page. And again, this is all available for free on the Craft Fair Insider Facebook's page. Hopefully you have found this video helpful, and getting some of these promotions out there, hopefully we'll get more customers to your booth, and good luck out there.